What is going on? I am the Inked Otaku, and this is the 8th Arc of Bleach, past 110 years in the past, where we get to see the events that lead up to what happened in the present. You know, they go into the backstory of how they became the Vizards, and let's get into that. 110 years in the past, before the current events, the Gotei 13 looked very different. Shinji is the captain of Squad 5 with Aizen as his lieutenant. Love is the captain of Squad 7. Rujiro is the captain of Squad 3, Kensei is the captain of Squad 9 with Mashiro as his lieutenant, Lisa is the lieutenant of Shunsui, and Hiyori is the lieutenant of Squad 12, whose captain is now Urahara at the recommendation of Yoriichi. Hiyori isn't happy about Urahara being captain and doesn't think he's capable. They end up sparring hand to hand and Urahara plays with her, letting her kick him in the face. He ends up taking her to the Maggot's Nest in the Squad 2 barracks. He tells her that while the people here haven't committed any crime yet, they pose a danger to the Soul Society, and after demonstrating some hand-to-hand skill, he says that he wants to see if he can use these people here. One in particular, Mayuri. He is confined here, and Urahara tells him that he wants to create an R&D department under Squad 12 and make Mayuri his right hand. We catch a glimpse of a young Byakuya who isn't quite as reserved and logical, which is nice to see. Then, that night, Gin, who is a protege child, kills the 5th seat of Squad 5 while Aizen watches. 9 years later, some violent deaths in the Rukon district are making people disappear, which is only weird because the souls are disappearing and not their clothes. Squad 9 is sent to investigate, and Mashiro finds Tenshi Hakushos of the group that was sent before to scout ahead. Kensei says that we will set up camp here and sends one of his subordinates to go get someone from Squad 12 to investigate. After telling Urahara the situation, he sends Hiyori to investigate the site. That night, at the site, Squad 9 is attacked, and then there's an emergency meeting called as the spiritual pressure of Kensei and Mashiro has vanished. Old Man Yama sends Rujiro, Shinji, Love, Lisa, and Hachi to investigate this. This is where Tessai shows up with Hachi, and we learn that Tessai was the Kido Corps commander and Hachi was his lieutenant. Hiyori makes it to the site, and she is attacked by Kensei, who is hollowified. Eventually, the 5 show up and start trying to subdue Kensei and Mashiro, who is also hollowified. Just as they get Kensei and Mashiro under control, Hiyori starts to hollowify, attacking Shinji, then Tozen attacks, Aizen and Gin show up. Shinji goes to attack Aizen, then he also begins to hollowify as well as everybody else. Urahara and Tessai show up to see what has happened here. He tells Aizen that he knows that he's the one responsible for the disappearances and has been conducting hollification experiments. Aizen and the group take their leave, saying that they've done what they've needed to do. Then Urahara says he may have a way to save them, but it's dangerous. Tessai uses 2 forbidden Kido techniques to stop time and teleport them to the Squad 12 barracks. Urahara then pulls out the Hokyoku and says he will use this to try and save them. The next morning, Central 46 orders the arrest of Urahara and Tessai. They blame Urahara for the disappearances and the hollification experiments, saying they found hollification material in Squad 12 barracks. Tessai is to be imprisoned for using forbidden Kido techniques, and Urahara is to be banished to the world of the living with his power stripped, and that Shinji and the others will be dealt with as hollows. Yoriichi comes to the rescue, bringing them and Shinji's group to the training arena. Urahara then will make 10 Gigai to go to the world of the living and save Shinji and the others. Of course, he was able to do so, and in the presence, the Vizards leave out to join the battle. Alright, and that is the past, which, like I said, it's one of my favorite arcs. Not that long, but it still goes into a lot of backstory. Not a lot, but goes into the backstory of why everything's happening the way it is. I wish they'd gone even further back to like where Aizen, you know, not as a child, but like where he developed all this plan to do that and all that stuff. But not really any differences in the manga. I just think it's weird because it's also in the anime where Nanao is talking to Shunsui, and they're related, but he was like, oh, you know, you see here, and in the thing where it's like, oh, you must be the now new girl that joined our squad or whatever. But I was like, I guess it's like later on they'll tell, like, I don't know, I guess like they just don't know they're related. I mean, I think he knows, but I don't think she knows, because like later on in the manga I read into the future, like past, you know, the last arc before they stopped making the anime, where it's like I guess they don't know that she don't know that they're related, I guess, until later on, but that's kind of weird. But anyway, that is it for that, and next we will be going to the decisive battle of Karakura Town. Otaku out.